Hello there, folks. Cranky old Cuber here. I've got an unboxing from the Cubicle this time. I believe in here there's maybe a couple of Mofang Jiaoshi big cubes, so let's get into this package and see what we've got going on. All right, what do we have in here? We have an MF3 RS2, and this is for the giveaway, one of them. So we'll set that over there for now. And then what else do we have? Yes, it's the Mofang Jiaoshi MF8. It's a budget 8x8, and I've heard really good things about this, so I'm looking forward to unboxing it. What else? Yes, this is a Yuxin Kirin Black 3x3, and also for the giveaway, so we'll set that over here. We have the MF9. The Mofang Jiaoshi Budget 9x9. I've also heard good things about this. It's also very small. I don't know if you've noticed, but these are very, very, very small cubes for the size that they are. So hopefully that'll be nice. And then we have another MF3 RS2, which is also for the giveaway. So I'll set that over here. And then I believe there should be a bunch of stickers. Maybe, yes, there are stickers for that MF3 RS2M because I believe this one was somebody wanted my shades on it, so that's what we've got here. Well, I'm not really going to unbox the giveaway things because you guys have seen me unbox all that stuff, although I will go ahead and I'll unbox the Yuxin Kirin Black because I've never turned one of those. But the MF3 RS2s, like, we've done those. I'm going to magnetize those and give them and send them off to the winners of the giveaway. So that's what my next step is. And that's why I'm unboxing this right now so that I can get those out and actually build them. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so let's quickly get this one. Let's go ahead and do this one. I'll undo it and we can see how it is. Hopefully I'll be able to set this up so the winner will enjoy it. So this is a really budget 3x3 from Yuxin. And I don't know what it's going to be like. I haven't heard anything about it. So we're just going to find out. All right. So it's got the normal, looks like the normal Yuxin 3x3 colors, only it's a little frosted. So I don't know, what's that make it? Kind of like the Little Magic maybe, but maybe a little different. It's a hefty cube. It does not feel, hollow and empty. So that seems pretty nice. What's it turn like? Okay. So it's really scratchy and very dry, which, you might expect. There looks like there may have been a little bit of lube in there at some point, but there's not very much there. So this will want some probably silk down in there and some D&M on the pieces to make it really move nice. So how's it do? It's pretty loose. Okay, so the tension is pretty loose. That seems all right. So how's corner cutting? Well, what's 45 degrees do? 45 degrees, if you go really 45 degrees, it locks up a little bit and you got to push really, really hard. But that might be fixable with tension and lubing, although I don't think I would want to go any looser than this. It looks like you could really push it to pop. Let's see if I can. I don't know. Well, doesn't look like it's going to pop. It's just going to lock up. Nothing wrong with that. Reverse corner cutting. That's not bad. It's not going to go line to line, but that will at least compensate for mild inaccuracies. Okay. So they have it. Seems pretty evenly tensioned out of the box, so that's good. I don't know. You probably want to tension this guy because I don't think they've paid a lot of special attention to doing it. I imagine they just put it together and we just got a little lucky here. But it turns pretty well. And I think lubed and broken in, it'll turn even better. So let's do some bad T-perms and see what we got. It's not bad. It's a little catchy. I imagine that. Given that this is a budget cube, my guess would be it should loosen up over time and break in and the rough bits. This being a Yuxin cube, it might be the case that you want to lube it and then actually tighten it a little bit, and it might perform even better. I've noticed that with a lot of the Yuxin cubes that they actually want to be tighter than you might think at the beginning. So I generally end up tightening mine up after I've gotten them broken in. So that might be a thing here. This is going to be a pretty nice cube though, and I bet it magnetizes just fine. Well, is it a split piece design? It is a split piece design, so it should be really, really easy to magnetize. So, hooray. I think this will work just fine. I'm going to put it back in the box. So now it's a reboxing. See, we just it's fine. Yep, just reboxed it. So there we go. And we'll leave those over there. I don't even know if we can see. I don't know if those are in the frame. So, all right, now for the big show. So this is really cool that they made a budget 8x8. And I think this thing costs like $20, if that. I'm not sure. I'll flash it up on the screen or something, but let's take a look. Because it's in plastic. Now, there's no way this is as good as, the Yuxin 8x8. And it's also way smaller. I think you can see that. Look how much smaller this is than the Huanglong 8x8. Yeah, that's cool. This could be really fun to take on trips. Because this is the size of a 7x7, it looks like to me. They've just made the pieces even smaller. So I have high expectations for this because Mofang Jiaoshi actually has really good quality budget cubes. Even one of their 4x4s, I think just the plain old MF4, is actually not bad for the amount of money that it costs. So I'm really looking forward to this. This has the standard MFJS shades, and I like those shades just fine. A lighter blue would be cool, and maybe a little lighter red, but I don't really care that much. It's not that big a deal. At least it's not pink, right? And the pieces are just tiny. All right. So the tension out of the box, this guy is really tight. So there's not going to be any, you can corner cut a little bit maybe, but I wouldn't expect much. I think I'm just going to pop that if I keep pushing like that. But that's okay. You're not really going to people speed solve 8x8s. I find it after 7x7, it just starts getting tedious and just makes my hands hurt. So I just like to solve it steadily, just kind of as, I don't know, maybe a meditation type thing, or just a little bit of, quieting the brain or whatever. That's why I like solving big cubes, is because it occupies my attention and I don't have to, I can not think about things while I solve it, and that's what I like about it. So I'm not going to speed solve this. I'm not going to go all crazy speed solving it. Now, what we have here, we have a bit of plastic that is just kind of broken off and found its way in here. Oh, it's just flashing. Yeah. So they didn't get the flashing off. Yeah, that seems fine. So just remember, these cubes are cheap because they use cheaper processes, which means the fit and finish is going to be a little bit less. So don't worry about that too much. Looks like it'll clean up just fine. Okay, well, how does it turn? Well, let's see the outer layers, because the outer layers are going to should be fine, right? Although it is an 8x8, and so those are hard to make. But I've heard really good things about these. So this is really tight. If I wanted to do this, I'd probably want to loosen it a little bit. There for a second, see, I'm trying to only turn that outer layer, and now it is stuck to the next most inner layer. So that feels pretty tight to me. I think I would want to loosen it. Also, that's as far as I can pull it apart, right? And I feel like it wants to be looser. So, you're not going to do fast turns on this guy. However, the inner layers, that's actually pretty smooth and pretty slidey. So there's definitely lube in there. I can feel it. The next layer in is a little scratchier and a little bumpier. So there's definitely parts rubbing on each other in this layer that seem less there on this layer. And then this layer should be really good, but it's so tight, it almost takes effort to turn. I think I definitely want to loosen it, I think. And then the center layers are, catchy, right? You can get them in a spot where it's going to catch and be hard to turn. So you're going to have to be very careful building centers and edges on this. And maybe after it breaks in, or if you tension it, set it up a little bit, it might be fine. And there is definitely lube in there because it's coming out and getting on my hands. So, and it feels just like regular old silicone lube. So yeah, the center layers, I think you're going to want to solve this just a bunch, and that might break it in too and loosen it up. I'll have to see. I love the size though. The only problem I'm going to have is like, well, maybe not. Yeah, okay, my fingers are not too big for that. They're not getting in the way. I can get one. I can do a slice. It's not a problem. Okay, that'll make commutators easier. But the small size of this means my hands are going to get less fatigued when I solve, because the Huanglongs back there, they just make my hands hurt after a while because they're big and they're kind of heavy. So that's the MF8 unboxed. I'm looking forward to it. I want to break it in and solve it a bunch. This is small enough that I'll carry it in my bag and solve it just for fun, right? And I don't know. I maybe expect, since we've got an MF9, there might be a 10 and 11 coming eventually, and I hope they're in this size. I hope they're the tiny pieces, because I'd like to have a really small 10 by 10 and 11 by 11 too. All right, let's get into the MF9. I expect this to be probably better than the MF8 because odd layer cubes are easier to make. Also in plastic. Same. Hey, there's no pamphlet. I just noticed that they didn't throw a pamphlet in here because they're like, if you're buying these, you already know how to solve them. So that must be what it is. Well, whatever. I don't care. So we got the plastic. See if I can get the plastic off here. Oh, no. I'm going to have to get another one because they have damaged it. See what we got going on there? Well, hopefully it'll still turn, and I might I bet I can just get a corner. Well, that makes me sad. But we'll go ahead and test it out and see how it turns, and then I'll get in touch with the Cubicle and see if they can send me a replacement corner that's not all banged up. So this guy's also really tight. That's about the same tight as the MF8, which is fine. It's going to have alignment issues if you get it too loose, and you'll be throwing pieces, and that'll be annoying. And these pieces are really tiny, so they might be harder to find. How's it turn? Well, really tight. Outer layers, really tight, just like you might expect. I would definitely probably loosen this as well. Not a lot, just enough to give it a little bit of freedom of movement. So what do we got? Yeah, those outer layers, those are okay. They're pretty smooth. They're sliding very well. There's no catches or anything like that. It's just sluggish because it's tight. How about the next layer in? Yeah, see, that one is sliding good too. That feels as good. That feels about the same as the MF8 inner layer. That second one in. Yeah, those are fine. About the next one. Oh, see, that's even better. There's no catches here. These are perfectly fine. See if it's a fluke. Nope. That actually slides pretty well. I'm quite impressed. It's no Huanglong, right? But, what are you going to do? Okay, now, the innermost layers, let's see how they do. Okay, this is really tight, and I'm getting catches. So that might fix with break-in. Oh, it looks to be ubiquitous too. Let's see, this side too. Yeah, so see if you can hear this clicking. That's all pieces inside rubbing on each other, and there's bits there that are clicking, and so that means that it needs break-in, or might need to go in and sand down a few things. And it seems to be like that. Yeah, that's turning pretty crappy. So be very careful with the innermost layer on the 9x9. And interestingly, yeah, it feels almost exactly like the 8x8 actually. That's pretty funny. There are some design things that are in common between these two. I would imagine that the hidden center layer in here is about the same as this layer here, would be my guess. Yeah, but it's a solid 9x9. It's totally going to be solvable. This is going to break in and it'll stop catching, and that'll be fine and no big deal. And for the amount of money, I feel like these were like maybe 20 bucks a piece. You might find the Shengshou cubes at about that price, but you're not going to want them, and these are better as far as I can tell. Plus, they're smaller. So these I can throw in my bag and I don't have to worry about it. I put these guys back here in my bag, and then it's starting to take up a bunch of space, and I don't know, it's just inconvenient. So based on this unboxing, I would totally recommend getting these two if you want an 8x8 and a 9x9 and you don't want to spend a bunch of money. Yeah, totally get them. They're fine. They feel an awful lot like the MF7, which is to say not great, but pretty good. And I don't think they cost as much as the Huanglongs. All right, well, I guess that's pretty much as I can do on this unboxing. Definitely recommend these two. You should, if you want an 8x8 and a 9x9, go ahead and get these because the price is really good and they function pretty well. So they're at least as good as the Shengshou, and they're smaller. So I definitely would recommend these. If you have any questions or comments, just throw them down there in the comments. I generally answer comments. So, you know, I'll get back to you eventually. And if you want to be notified when I upload new videos, don't forget to subscribe and also hit the little bell icon, because if you don't hit the little bell icon, you won't get notified when I upload. You will only get occasionally notified when I upload. But if you hit the bell, you will get notified every time I upload a video. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and make sure that other people also get suggested the video, because the more people like the video, the more people get to see it. So it's just kind of the way YouTube works. So with that, thank you for watching, and we will catch you at the next video. Cheers.